So after like 4 years, Shahrukh makes his return on the big screen. After all the controversies and this song and that song and what clothes Deepika wore in the song and all of that, it is finally here. And how was it? In the end, it was good. There were a lot of problems with it too, in terms of scripting and some of the special effects, but at the same time, there were also a lot of highs. Now, let's start with Shahrukh himself. He was in his element. After a long time thing, it finally felt like it had a script from start to the end where the character was given justice. Now, was it perfect throughout within the script? No, because there were moments in the script that actually made him get out of that character and become goofy, where it was more the script's fault and the dialogue rather than the actor himself or the character itself. But he did an amazing job. And as an action star, you can believe it. The physique, you can tell the man really worked out and really did his part to make it look like that character, Pathaan. Next thing, John Abraham kills it. Now, that's what you call a villain with a proper backstory. He knows what he's doing, no bullshit, and he goes right in. He does the thing he's supposed to do. He goes in, and that's it. There's no here and there. He does his thing. He provokes you, but he does his thing, and that's how you play the bad guy. It's not just a bad guy. It's a guy with a backstory. He's evil. You can tell he's menacing, and you can tell both characters, Pathaan and him. You can see them going head to head, and you can tell they're on equal levels and they gotta outsmart each other. And they use some of the elements from other films out there where it's like, ooh, the bad guy planned this and the bad guy planned that, and they're always step ahead. So they had those elements, but it's done well enough in a film like this. At the end of the day, this is an entertainer. It's not supposed to be this dark spy thriller. It's supposed to be a fun action spy thriller, and it does that job well. Deepika also finally, after how long I'm seeing a woman character done in Bollywood right, where it's not just for the sake of like, oh, we gotta have a love story or a love triangle, so we gotta put them in there just for the sake of it. No, it's hands on. She's always hands on. She's always part of the plan. She's always doing something. She has her own action scenes and she does them well. The physique and everything, you can tell, okay, that is an agent. It's not someone you can mess with that easily. She's gonna come right at you. And those were some of the big positives. And then comes the action. Now, this is where it's either goes really high or either it drops down to the floor. When it's high, it's when it's hand to hand combat. That is where the choreography is top notch. You can tell the excellence that went behind it and like orchestrating this stuff. Some of the stuff Shahrukh has done, Deepika, the action set pieces set around them where they're grounded, it is amazing. Then comes the over the top stuff where you're like, you just went from that to this goofy looking stuff that does not make sense and it's outworldly. And I get it, it's still a Bollywood film and they gotta have some stuff, but not when you're telling everyone that this film is grounded. At the same time, you're also doing this stuff that just out of this world, not grounded, and just there for the sake of like, oh, look, we can do this, so we're gonna just put everything in there as much as we can. We gotta do this action scene. They're flying, they're skating all of a sudden. It's just it gets over the top. But when it's realistic, when it's down to earth, and it's more often realistic rather than unrealistic, so it works out in the end. You still end up enjoying it a lot. So it works, but there are moments that you're like, if you took that out or made it more realistic, this film could have been that 11 out of 10 or 12 out of 10 and really made it perfect rather than, sticking with 7 to 8 out of 10, kind of like that. Now, some of the negatives also are one, it does follow the same kind of storyline that we've seen a million times. It's like, oh, somebody's behind this, that one country, and I hate that. I hate that in Bollywood films. I hate that in Hollywood films. It's like we're past that. We're past that. You don't have to make a country or certain country bad, like, oh, they were behind this. Yeah, they're not the main enemy, but it's like, oh, they gave the orders. It's like you can literally just have that one guy as the bad guy. John Abrams character is, he's strong enough, he's evil enough. You can make that happen and just have a story that's there. Just that angle at the end, it doesn't really pay off in the way it was supposed to be. So it's like it's there for the sake of just having it. But in the end, if you took that out, you can still work with the script on hand and still work in a great way. Some of the twists and turns, again, some of those twists and turns, you've seen them before. You've seen them in Eight the Tiger, which is part of the Spy universe now. So it's like, okay, I've seen it before. Even though we can tell like it's not coming and it's you when it happens, it still feels fresh in the moment. But when you think about it afterwards in the script, a lot of the things they've done are not new. They're done before. It's just what's new is like Shahrukh in this avatar in this way, and it works because of that, because of the performances, because of some of the action scenes are so well done, and because of the pacing of the script that actually does not let down. It goes. It really goes. Second half, I mean, is filled with action set pieces one after the other, and it's done in a way that really it is a pleaser. It definitely is. So in the end, it's a great film. It's definitely a great film. It's good enough for an action film, something like, where you can go, you can have fun, and you can probably watch it again and still have fun. But this film, when you're watching it, you cannot wonder what if they took that stuff out, that dumb stuff, and all the bad CGI worked on it a bit more and really make this happen, and it would have been a 12 out of 10. It's still a good time. It's still a great film. You can have fun. You can probably watch it again and really have fun. But some of the elements in there really could be touched up, especially some of the CGI where it's like one scene it's like really good, the next time it's like you can tell like there's just green screen that was not touched up. You can tell the characters are out of it. It's so much CGI just put in there for the sake of just having so much happening, when you can just go with the hand to hand, the more realistic action, and still come across with a great film. So that's kind of my take on this one. Still was an enjoyable film. I do think you can definitely check it out, but some elements in there definitely hurt it story wise, scripting wise. So yeah, that'll be all for me. What did you all think about it on the channel? The people who actually watch Bollywood films, if you are following this film, if you have watched yet, or if you're planning to watch it, leave a comment below. Let me know. And other than that, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon. Until then, tada, ek out.